I'm a dude, I'm a mouse, in a crude little house and I nibbled all day on cheese. It was always on the table, so I was pretty much able to munch on it whenever I pleased. But my diet was getting samey nowadays, do you blame me? All I see and all I know is pressed curds. I was sick of the daily ritual, scaling the table for me victual sits round the larder, or the fridge that I wanted to leave turds. But my little mousy paws could never open doors as I'm way too feeble, way too weak. I tried asking the chihuahua, but he hasn't got much power and he didn't understand mouse speak. So I plotted and I schemed to achieve my mousy dream. One day I thought I'm gonna have that prize. It's beside the point that you're a mouse, as long as you have the nous, it's irrelevant what you lack in size. So I finalised an idea, but it filled my veins with fear, as it was the only realistic means. I then fashioned a thing with cheese, some stick, some string, that would get into the larder of my dreams. On a day when they were out, and the cat was not about, I drew a deep breath and took a little mousy stride into the world outside, and I prayed to mouse us that I was in luck. I hunted between rooms, past the light and through the gloom, with my bag held tightly by my tail. I got lost, but I was deft and I was clever, as I'd left a path of droppings behind me as a trail. I finally arrived at the kitchen. I couldn't wait, and I was itching to begin what I'd rehearsed so many times before. I had a quick glance about. Yes, the cat was definitely out, so I headed for the larder door. I got my kit out, had another look about, and then proceeded with the operation. I got the handle with my string lasso, and credit where it's due, you have to give me that for 2 weeks of solid dedication. I thought that would do the trick. The string and the long stick were in place now, all I needed was the power. My head began to throb and race as I finally put the cheese in place. Now all I needed was to see the face of my friend, the chihuahua. I waited for an eternity, and his help was not a certainty, so I prayed again to Moses that he would soon arrive. Then out of another room, the dog padded through the gloom. I was sweating, but never had I felt so alive. He then came over at the cheese, sprung the lever, and with ease the door handle moved and the door swung open wide. I stood there in awe of what I dreamt of times before. Then I scurried and I hurried to see what was inside. The things were insurmountable. From the ceiling right down to the floor was wall-to-wall food. There was a moment of sheer pride that I'd made it inside. I'd conquered K2. I'm a mouse. I'm a dude. Now, what the little dude didn't know, as he reached for a mouse-sized can of larder, as if it wasn't a small tin of everything within, but in fact was a can of lager. I fitted a tap to the bottom, and I'll drink it till it's rotten. So what you gonna do about that? I get this strange feeling every night. I'm always up for a fight, and by the way, I fucking love you, cat. I'm a dude. I'm a larder of lager. So what you gonna do about that? I get this strange feeling. The way I fucking love you, cat. The way I fucking love you, cat. The way I fucking love you, cat. What you gonna do about that? I get this strange feeling every night. I'm always up for a fight, and by the way, I fucking love you, cat. And I'll drink it till it's rotten. So what you gonna do about that? I get this strange feeling every night. I'm always up for a fight, and by the way, I fucking love you, cat.